A message from the management. Eating and drinking while viewing these videos is not advised. Please be aware you do so at your own risk. Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to or whatever the hell it is. I'm that tired I can't think at the moment. I was just about to do some recording in every car in the neighbourhood decide they want to drive by, so I'm going to do Lisa instead. Ask me anything. Confidence, solo travel and love. Women over 50. Carnivore, bad mood, sleep issues. Shall we jump in? This new thing with they put a sign at the beginning, you have to skip it, the advert and all this.
Hey guys, it's
getting really old now. Turn this down a bit because she's way too loud in my ears. Chanel!
Hey guys, it's Lisa, and today I'm going to answer some of your questions that you asked on my Friday video. My daughter Brooke is here and she is going to ask me the questions. I have read them at least once because I separated them all out to put on my notes.
I separated them all out to bin off the ones that I don't want to answer. It's like I told you, ask me anything means ask me the questions that I want to answer.
But other than that, I have not really thought about any of them.
No,
I kind of felt like I wanted to answer you spur of the moment because I feel like when you are pretty authentic and genuine, you don't have to think about your answer.
I'm sorry, if you were authentic and genuine, you wouldn't have to look away from the camera when you said authentic and genuine.
You can just answer someone right off the cuff. The only thing is, it's hard for me sometimes because I never want to be mean. And it's very easy for someone to twist my words or misrepresent what I say, and that is a little tough. So I have to deal with that. And sometimes the truth is brutal, and I don't want to be brutal. So I'm going to do...
Why not? You're grown up, we're grown ups. Someone's asked the question, you want to answer it authentically, answer it. Say what's in your mind.
My best. I will be 100% honest. It's just that I feel like I could go further than I do most of the time, but I have to be gentle. So let's get started.
You don't have to be gentle.
Southern Sass 7624. Could you tell me your experience with your implants and lift? Did you do it at the same time? And do you have any suggestions or anything that you would change? Love your channel. Thanks so much. Love your friendly, welcoming attitude.
Aw, thank you. Okay, my implants and my lift. I always had good small boobs, 32B, until I got pregnant. That was a place that I just got huge. So I waited until after I had Will and I had implants. So that was probably 2004. When I got those, it was much more popular to have the wider ones and they were saline. So I had those for years. And then I got to where I just didn't like them, I didn't want them, I wanted to lift, and I just felt like I didn't want that look anymore. I don't even remember what year it was that I had my lift. There are videos on my channel and I will link them down below. So what I had done is a full mastopexy, which means they not only switched out my implants for they call them the gummy bear, they're the more silicone, and I asked to be a C, like a full C, and I still ended up being a 34D, but it's a much different shape. And
I thought silicone was out, that saline was in, that your body can cope with salt water, but it can't cope with silicone. Wasn't there a whole thing about silicone implants being really bad? So why would you take out saline implants and put in silicone ones?
They did give me a lift, and I'm gonna be just candid and blunt. You know, after you have children, after you've breastfed, your nipples get bigger. So they do reduce and lift those too. I'm gonna tell you the full truth. So
why are you squirming? You're talking to women and you're a woman. We all have nipples. Why? You go around showing your tits to the boys and wanting you're sexy, yet you can't say nipples.
that is what I had done. Seems like I had something else done right at that same time. I think I had my eyes done, my eyelids done at the same time, did I?
I think you did.
Yeah, that was crazy because I woke up and your eyes are bandaged. So I woke up with this bandaged, with this worked on, and I was nauseous. So I had to stay there for a little bit. But honestly, the blepharoplasty, it heals like crazy fast. So I wholeheartedly recommend that. Would do it again.
But all you've done is moan since then that you've got small, what's the word, not indented, what's the word I'm groping for? God, I'm tired today. Small, deep set eyes. You never moaned about having small, deep set eyes before you had your blepharoplasty or whatever it is.
Like I said, we'll do it again if I ever need to. The mastopexy was a lot more than I thought it was going to be as far as healing. It wasn't anything where I needed a drain or anything like that. I've never done anything where I needed a drain. I don't know, it was just a little bit more intense than I thought it was going to be. The scars were much more intense. I mean, Brooke can tell you, I used to call them Franken boobs. I mean, because they were just like sliced up all over. But now, years and years later, I'm so thankful because honestly, I can go without a bra if I want to, and it's very nice. Now, I do sleep in a bra. I never go without a bra unless it just is for the outfit because I don't want to have it done again. But it was all worth it.
Oh, what a load of nonsense. They told you to make sure and wear something after you had it done, and you chose stupid little bralettes with no support at all. Why does she always do that stupid face sticking her tongue out?
It. I can't even remember how much they cost. I remember they did the eyelids for not that much since I was already going to be put under, and it was so worth it. So I will link my full video down below.
Robert Richard 8880. Hi Lisa, Linda from Montreal. Been enjoying your channel, have followed your lead on keto, thanks. On the Ask Me Anything, would love to get your tips and tricks on how to succeed at YouTube. Cheers.
Oh my goodness, yay! I would love to start making some videos about about my YouTube journey. I would say there's so many different ways. There are so many different ways to succeed on YouTube. It depends on what you expect out of it, because even from my first video and my first years, I felt successful because I was doing what I wanted to do, and I've always loved making videos. I've always loved like our community, and so I've always felt successful even when I wasn't making any money because it was such a fun outlet for me. But if you mean to be successful as far as making money and making enough, I think most people wonder how you can make enough to quit their job. Of course, that would still depend on how much you made at your other job. But you have to bring something to the table that people want to know. And in my case, I think...
Not necessarily. You don't have to bring something to the table that people want to know. See, this is why nobody should bother asking Lisa fucking questions about anything. How do you make it big on YouTube? Who knows? You have to be in the right place at the right time, and a lot of people have to like you. End of story. There's no certain fucking thing. What do they say? There's no recipe for it, is there, Lisa? You can't say if you do this, this, this and this, then you'll get that. No. Some people have got millions of views, and the rest of us sit back and look and think, how? And then other people that we think deserve to have the subscribers don't. So there's no way to tell anyone how to make it. The only thing they say at YouTube on how to make it, build a channel, is to be consistent, but even then that doesn't work. So
I think you need to be authentic, because I think people see right through that, and you have to be tough because you get just so much criticism that if you're not very, very confident in who you are, it can really mess with you. And
I want to take a picture.
I always say this.
Shanae, but I don't want that line going through her.
The toughest things is having to look at yourself for so long and so much, then you become very critical on yourself.
You do.
And you go through phases of that. You have to be tough as far as getting support from your family and friends, because they'll think you're nuts in the beginning. It's not as much today as it was when I started. You know, people thought it was funny that I did this, and it wasn't really something to be proud of. It wasn't things that people wanted to do. Like now, when they ask young people, it's one of the number one things they say is they want to be an influencer. Well, when I started, there was no such thing. So I really have a different journey. And there are also different like classes and courses that you can take now that weren't available when I started. I will list one down below that I think is good, and like editing courses and gosh, how to use your camera, your iPhone. When I started, I did not have an iPhone. So there are so many more things available now. But, you know, honestly, I wouldn't trade my experience for the world, because I think that's one of the reasons it's so rewarding to me, is it started so organically. So I would just say be prepared, and be prepared to be in for the long haul. It's not something that is going to happen overnight.
But then it could be something that happens overnight. You don't know. Someone could do one video, go viral, and boom. Right place, right time. That's the thing you can tell people, and no one can book that. You can't know that. You don't know when it is or how it is or what you're supposed to do. It's just luck.
You know, some people get lucky and like within a year they're able to make a living out of it. That was not the way it was for me.
Burgeza Corral 5350.
Burgeza Corral 5350. Sorry, we're going to have a hard time. You're going to get the southern pronunciations of your words in this video.
Hi Lisa, thank you for your lovely personality and wonderful videos. I would like to ask, how do you get your minerals since you're eating only meat? Thank you.
Okay. If you're just stumbling upon this video, which I doubt it, but I am carnivore, which means I have not eaten any vegetables, fruits, carbs of any kind for May will be 4 years. And I don't take any supplements. The only supplements I take.
You were showing off a chocolate on a spoon supplement thing that you took every morning. I don't take any, but the only ones I take. Which is it?
It's like a vitamin D calcium supplement for, you know, osteopenia. You get the minerals and the vitamins when you eat meat. It's in the meat because the cow, whatever you're eating, has been eating those things. So that is where you get those minerals. Now, it's up to you to pick what kind of meat you want. I know a lot of people feel much better at eating grass-fed. I tried that. I got it from Whole Foods, from Trader Joe's, from all the different places. I don't care for it, and I prefer to have more fat on my meat. I would love to start getting more organic meat, but I'll be honest with you, my favorite is the thin Angus beef ribeyes from Walmart. That is what I eat every night, and I eat for lunch. I might mix it up a little bit, but I would say, what would you say, 4 days out of 7, yeah. I eat McDonald's quarter-pound burgers, 2 burgers with 2 pieces of cheese. They are 100% beef. I think McDonald's is 100% beef, no soy. Wendy's is 100% beef, and I believe.
Come back, Wendy's, to the UK. We miss you. You could go in a Wendy's and say, I want this, that, and the other in my burger, and you could watch the man in the corner or the girl in the corner cooking it. And you got it fresh. And it tasted so much better. And then they did jacket potatoes with cheese sauce and broccoli. They were really nice as well. Anyway.
I believe Burger King is too. I'm just not as crazy about a Burger King burger. That is what I eat. I do not eat breakfast when I'm home during a normal day. On Sundays, we do eat scrambled eggs. John cooks them on the grill, and I have Havarti cheese in there. So that is what I eat, and that has kept me basically really healthy. I have not gotten sick for years until I got the shingles vaccine. And I've had kind of a complicated year since then. I think it really did a number on my immune.
You got COVID before you got the shingles vaccine. Don't lie.
System. I ended up getting COVID after that. and I had really bad reaction to pollen, allergies and stuff, and I haven't had that in years. But that is my answer. So I recommend that you watch all of the different experts on carnivore, and they explain that very well.
Vivian Taunton, 9783. Your hair looks amazing and thick. Loving the Marissa Webb clothing, a little over my price range, and I can totally see the BR style. I would like to know a little more about you and your husband. What do you guys like to do together? Go on trips, golf, bowl, etc.
Okay, John is actually playing golf today. He is in a golf league that started when he was working. So he already has like a group of guys that play golf twice a week. So he does that. Otherwise, he's retired. I'm 53, he's 63. He retired when we were building this house, when we lived at the rental house. And so we are together most all the time. Yesterday, on Mondays, a lot of times we go eat as a family. Yesterday, we all went Five Guys. And we just enjoy being home together. We eat every night. He cooks my dinner. I see him every morning. I usually get up before he does. And, you know, then we'll talk in the morning and I'll say, what do you have going on today? And then I'll tell him what I have going on. He goes to the gym regularly, always has, ever since I met him. And, you know, we're together all the time. Oh, we like to go to the pool. We like to go to the beach, you know, things like that. We do travel every once in a while. He doesn't like to travel. You know, we spend lots of time together. We've been married over 25 years and we have just found what works for us. You know, used to, I would feel bad that we didn't do this or we didn't do that. We can do anything we want to do. This is what we choose to do. This is what we enjoy. We enjoy being home. We watch TV together every night. And, you know, when I met John, I was 27 and he was 37. And he had been single for a while. We both had been married before, but we didn't have any children. And he already had a life. He already had a career. He already had a house. He already had his routine. He was very independent. And I love that because we are together, but yet we are not dependent on each other to go somewhere or...
I just realised this was recording the entire time and I'm arse farting about with stuff that fell on the floor. I'm sorry about that if the picture was jumping around all over the place. Honestly, I'm not with it today at all.
Or to do something, and we like it that way. And then every night, you know, we get together and we watch TV. Like right now we're watching The Chosen, and then we watch Frasier after that. We watch something light, and then we go to bed. And it works out great.
I'm saying this right. Galimo Girl Joelle. Not an ask, but definitely wanted to tell you how much I love your channel. I would love to see collection videos if you could. Bags, shoes, sunglasses, and maybe videos sharing your favorite other fashion YouTubers. Thanks for your hard work.
Oh, thank you. Okay, bag video coming up soon. I'm going to just show you my closet room, which is the room over the garage. We extended our garage 10 feet. So I have a long, skinny room over the garage, and I had that done like a closet. And that is where I store most of my bags. Some of them are in my downstairs closet just because when I'm switching them out, sometimes I just hang them in that closet. So I will do a video on that soon and show you how I store my bags. And then I thought about that. I got such a great response from that last Louis Vuitton unboxing that I thought I would start with maybe my Chanel collection and then go on from there and see how the videos do. If they go well and everybody seems to enjoy them, then we'll go on to shoes and things like that. So thank you.
Colleen McDermott, 2189. Did you intermittent fast to lose weight on carnivore? Do you still?
Okay, great question. I did not worry about intermittent fasting in the beginning. Matter of fact, I just ate everything I wanted as long as it was meat or cheese. If you've been here with me, see, when I started out, I wasn't really trying to be carnivore. I just was trying to feel better. I had just extreme IBS symptoms and I just wanted to feel better. So I started as an elimination diet where you just eat meat and you add in one thing at a time. So when I went through that process, I was really not concerned with intermittent fasting, and I really wasn't for a while. What will happen is you will naturally go to intermittent fasting. Like right now, I haven't eaten anything today. And what time is it, Brooke?
It's basically 12 p.m.
Okay, so it's 12 o'clock. Normally, I eat my first meal, lunch, she can't just sit here. She's got to be moving all around and purring. And so normally I eat my first meal between 12 and 2, just depending on what video I'm making.
God forbid the cat should move. See? If she was lardy, she'd have been like, Chanel, sit down, stop moving, Chanel, stop moving. But she knows people don't like that, so she doesn't do it. But she's authentic, people. Did anyone else see something crawling on me? I could have sworn I saw something. Anyway.
What time I got up, all of those kinds of things. And then I always eat dinner from 5 to 6 at some point. I might eat at 5, I might eat at 5:30, but I am never eating after 6 o'clock because I always want at least 3 hours of not eating before I go to sleep. And that's what I do. Now, when I'm out of town and traveling, all that goes out the window, because if you're wanting to stick to this diet while you're traveling, you need to eat what you can eat while you can. Like say you are staying at a hotel that has a great breakfast. I will go ahead and go eat breakfast so that I know if something happens and I'm with other people and we go to a place that's not going to have anything but maybe some cheese for me to eat, I'm going to be fine. And I'm not going.
Where do you go, right? Please, somebody explain to me. How can you go to a restaurant or a fast food place or a sandwich shop or anywhere that doesn't have anything other than cheese for you to eat? What a load of bollocks.
I'm going to disrupt their plans or dominate where we eat. So that's what I do when I'm out of town. I do not worry about intermittent fasting. But during the week I do, but it's not particularly for that reason. It's just the way it's happened naturally.
All Things Beauty 1000 topic recommendation for your Ask Me Anything parenting. I've seen that there are many other young moms out there like me who love watching your videos, and I also have been inspired by your outlook and the way
they want to ask her how she handled toddlerhood. Really? Lord above.
you handle things.
Oh.
I know I would really benefit from how you handle the difficult parenting phases of toddlerhood, tantrums, etc.
Oh gosh.
From Canada.
How great that Brooke is here to talk about toddler tantrums.
Oh yeah, let's just put her on the spot and make her feel awkward, shall we?
What do you mean? I have tantrums.
Yes.
Oh, as a toddler.
Yes.
Yeah, recent. I was like, when?
No, you have your adult tantrums now. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. Parenting is tough, and it's natural when you think of having children. You think you're going to parent the way you were parented. But
No. You think you're going to parent how you were parented. A lot of us out here want nothing to do with how we were parented. The first night Jed and I spoke, that was one of the first things we said. I don't want to do anything the way my mother did it. You had a perfect childhood, perfect parents, perfect everything, so you expected everything for you to be perfect.
you don't get that these children, when they pop out, are not you. And you are not your parents, and it is not the same era. So that...
How cute is Will there? Not that one, the next one on the bike.
Oh, you have your adult tantrums now. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. Parenting is tough, and it's natural when you think of having children. You think you're going to parent the way you were parented, but you don't get that these children, when they...
Look at that face. How cute is he? And his bright blonde hair. Isn't it funny how they have bright blonde hair when they're younger and then it goes darker?
They pop out are not you, and you are not your parents, and it is not the same era. So that was difficult for me because when I was little, I didn't need to be spanked. I didn't really need to be punished because I was that child that wanted to please. And I don't remember, getting in trouble a lot. When Brooke was little, she had a little mind of her own,
and you wouldn't want it any other way, would you?
I love that about her. I love that about her. That's one of the biggest, I think, advice or tips I can give you is embrace your children for who they are. Don't expect them to be any certain way. Don't hold it against them if they don't think like you do, because they're beautiful just as they are. And I tell Brooke, don't I tell you that all the time?
You do.
I love who she is. And I love that she's not me. I love that I can see different things in her. And, she always, whenever I'm down and I talk to her, she always has a different perspective on it. And I love that. So embrace their differences. Don't expect them to fit into a mold that you have for them. Okay, going to the tantrums when she was young, Brooke had this thing where we could not leave anywhere. Say we were down at the beach, at our family beach house with all of my family there, and it was time to go.
I still don't like to leave places.
So you realised that Brooke had a thing about leaving places, but you never did anything about it. How about you count her down? I realised that with tech help from the start. You can't just say to him, oh, come on, it's time to go now. So I used to count him down. In 5 minutes, I'm going to have to turn the shower off. In 3 minutes, I'm turning the shower off. In 2 minutes, I'm turning the shower off. Shower's going off in 10, 9, 8, and out he came. Not a bother. Had I just said, right, click, come on, get out. Ah! It's simple.
I'm telling you, this girl would run, she would cry, she did not like to leave. And you would think, just tear her butt up. But I don't ever remember spanking them.
You would think, tear her butt up. Really? That's what you would think? That's your first thought when your child's upset about having to leave somewhere they're happy and they're having fun, is to smack them. Wow. Showing your real colours now, aren't you, Lisa?
That hard. If I did, it was on their pull-up or their diaper. My parents never hit me. I've never experienced the belt or anything. I don't believe in at all demeaning, disrespecting, belittling a child. I just don't, at any age. And so you're there and you're embarrassed and you don't know what to do. You scoop them up, you put them in the car, you wrestle them in the car seat, you snap the car seat, you get in the car and you go. That's what I did. And they grow out of it. They just do. I've had, this one time we were in, I can't remember if it was Walmart
Was it Big Lots?
or Target.
Oh, I don't know.
One of those, she wanted the slippers that have a stuffed animal head. I think it was Walmart. And I had a buggy full of stuff. And, as a mom, you're getting to that point where you can't just let them have everything they see. So, in hindsight, get her the slippers. But I said no. Well, then once they start throwing a fit, you can't get them then because you can't give in. You can't reward that behavior. And I remember Meltdown City. And I remember having to pick her up and leave. And I always felt bad about leaving my buggy there for somebody to put the stuff up. But it was one of those, it wasn't just crying. It was one of those full-on temper tantrums. So that is how I handled it.
Right, so your idea of dealing with a temper tantrum is to fight them into the car and snap them in and drive away, or pick them up out of the situation and take them home. Don't try and combat it or do anything to calm them down or have some sort of routine or tell them before you go in the shop, Mummy's only got enough money for food today, please don't ask for anything because you're not going to get it. And then when they do, say, do you remember what Mummy said before we oh yeah, right, yeah. Why is anyone asking this fucking bimbo for help? Really? Tear their butt up. just scoop them up and lock them into the car, or whoop them out of the buggy and take them home. That's really helpful. Thanks, Lisa.
Honestly, the days are long, the years are short. In the whole scheme of things, all the other people there, they understand it, but you just do the best you can. And my mom always told me this: when you know better, do better. You follow your instincts, you love them with all your heart. Children are such a gift. I mean, you will never get those days back. Don't hold it against them. Say they threw a fit, I'm not mad at them. They're babies, you know what I mean? So that is my advice on that one.
Janice SZTABNIK 5471. Hi Lisa, hair and makeup suggestions for 60 years old.
Hair and makeup suggestions for 60 years old. I think any of my videos could go for 60 years old. I'm 53. I can't imagine changing. The only thing I would change, or I can foresee changing when I'm 60, is maybe the formula of something. Maybe, I know when I had hooded eyes, I wore darker eyeshadow. When I had my eyes fixed, I didn't feel the need to do that anymore. I just kind of go with the flow. I like full coverage. Maybe when I get to be 60, maybe this particular, today I've got on Estee Lauder Double Wear. Maybe this particular makeup won't look good on me and I'll change the formula. But I don't think that the style of you or your makeup should change. I think you should always wear what you feel good in, what makes you feel confident in the moment. And I think that with me, that changes from day to day. It can change from year to year. But I just don't think age should limit you in any way.
Linda Uglitz 2227, self-tanner products that smell good for older beginner self-tanners.
Okay, self-tanner. I don't like self-tanner. I have tried a lot of them. And this year I even bought dark towels and dark sheets to prepare for the self-tanner age. And I've been able to dodge it. But if I had to say, if I want to tan my face, I love the Coco and Eve spray. That is wonderful. So I have to think that the body.
I keep saying this every time someone mentions fake tan. I love that digestive biscuit smell. I don't understand. All Americans, oh, the smell. It's like, I really like it. I don't know what the problem is.
Products are probably good.
The only problem I do have, I've got a thing over there, right? Dove Gradual Self Tanner. Does this happen to everybody? Please let me know. If I use a self tanner and then the following day I'll wash my hands, it's gone. I wipe myself with a baby wipe, it's gone. It doesn't stay at all. How do you get it to stay? Do you have to put it on every day and never wash your hands or something? I don't know how people do it. Maybe on your legs and that, because you're not washing your legs all the time, but I don't know how people get it to stay on their hands and arms. Good. And I want her sweatshirt. I love that sweatshirt.
Too. And I always go back to Tan Luxe Gradual Tanning Lotion. Or if you want a less expensive alternative, I would do the Jergens Gradual Tan. And that to me is so much better than trying to do a spray tan or a tanner, because it's just easier. It's not, you don't have to worry about missing places. You do need to wash your hands and it will rub off on your sheets. I mean, I would put on my full silky pajamas, put on my barefoot dream socks, tuck my pajamas in, and it would still get on my sheets. I guess just it being emollient, gets through and it would stain my sheets. So that's just part of it. This year I've been lucky because where we live, we can kind of lay out until September.
Yeah.
And then that fades until January or February. And then we went to Universal in Florida and I was able to get like 2 days of sun, and that has carried me through. And then like yesterday I was able to lay out at the pool for a few hours. So now it's game on. I like the regular natural sun. I don't use any self-tanner in the summertime at all. Brooke says she likes Love and Tan.
Yeah,
She's been using that. So
Christy Hornbuckle.
Oh, Christy.
Well, that's a name and a half, isn't it? Hornbuckle. Are you still walking? Do you have any problems sleeping like I do?
Oh, you know her?
Yeah, I recognize her voice or her name.
Past 2 days it has been rainy and cloudy in California. It gets me down too, Lisa. I like the idea of chatting on video. So many questions to ask you. For instance, are you still walking, and do you have any problems sleeping like I do?
I'm not walking right now. I should be. I have no excuse. I should have walked yesterday. I quit walking when it got cold because
Worse. You're a wimp. Rather than buying earmuffs and a heavy coat, you just whine and stay home.
just did not enjoy it. Every benefit that I found from walking, I didn't have it. When I was walking in the cold, it made my ears hurt real bad. It was not a great experience for me. So I quit walking when it got cold, which I would say was probably October. And then I think I told you guys I joined the gym thinking I was going to do 12-3-30. What was that thing I was going to do? 12-3?
Oh, that's what I
12-3-30
yeah.
on the treadmill. I hated it. I could not wait to get out of there. And I realized, okay, it must not be really the walking that I really love. I think it was being outside.
Being outside, in a skimpy outfit, smiling at all the men in the neighbourhood, that's what you liked. Nothing to do with exercise.
And just experiencing fresh air, surroundings. You know, our neighborhood is really pretty and I like everybody so much and just all the different things. So I do want to get back to that, but I was kind of derailed when I got the shot, then I got sick, and then my allergies were so strong to the pollen. So I want to get back to that soon. I miss it. I do still work out with 5-pound weights at night, and I do still do planks and do exercises every night before I go to bed. Okay, getting back to it's been cloudy and gloomy and you've had a couple down days. That happens to me all the time, doesn't it, Brooke?
Yeah.
If it's cloudy, it puts me in a down mood. I try to just know it. There's nothing really wrong with you. It's just cloudy. It's just one of those days. With me, to feel good.
Oh, poor widow Lisa, if it's cloudy you get down and upset. Who wants to be the one to kick her up the hole to get her out the front door to fucking get on with your life and stop being a whiny little wuss?
Good. I like to accomplish things. I like to have a big win for the day. So I might say, okay, I'm going to edit this video, or I'm going to make this video, or I'm going to do this thing that I want to do and get my nails done, you know, something like that.
Oh, that's an achievement for the day, is it? Getting your nails done. You've achieved getting in your car and driving somewhere for someone else to make an achievement of the day.
And when I get that done, I feel good because I've accomplished something and I didn't let that feeling keep me from going about my day. And another thing is, if I have a bad day, there is just something about taking a shower. I mean, I might take a shower at 4 o'clock. They say that water is just so healing. And I know when I take a shower, I get out, I put my pajamas on, I do my hair, because I do my hair at night. It's almost like erasing that day and getting a fresh start. That really, really helps me. So thank you, Christy.
She also asked you if you have any problems sleeping at night.
Oh, problem sleeping. First of all, I usually get up about 5:30 to 6:30. So that makes you pretty sleepy. At night, I'm not a scroller. Like as soon as John comes from his office and we're starting to watch TV, I don't scroll. I'm not on the phone at all. I don't care if someone voxes me. I get an email. I don't check anything. I just put the phone and I put it face down. So,
oh, aren't you good? For a whole half an hour or an hour you pay attention to John in the evening and then you go to sleep. That's nice. I don't understand women. It's like I knew so many women who, like when there was a QVC shopping telly forum thing that I got banned from. Anyway, we used to chat on there, and there was one woman, and she was so into Liz Earle, and anything they sold that was Liz Earle, she bought it, but she used to hide it in the shed, and she used to say, God forbid, when he's retired, and he goes down to the shed to do something, he's going to move a box and get buried under 10,000 Liz Earle boxes. But the amount of people who said, what am I going to do when he retires? I don't know how I'm going to cope with him in the house 24/7. And it's like, Jed and I have been together 24/7 almost since the day we met. It's really weird.
So I think that helps, because I remember in the beginning of Instagram and stuff scrolling a lot, which scrolling actually makes me sick. That's just a little fun fact.
You said that, but you still do it. Oh, I don't scroll, it makes me ill. But when I was scrolling on Instagram...
But I just don't enjoy that. So we just watch TV. So I think the way I eat helps. I feel good. My stomach doesn't hurt. I don't feel bloated. I don't have any issues keeping me from sleeping. And I am on HRT. And you take...
What was that? And I'm on HRT. That's something that she very rarely mentions.
Progesterone. And progesterone makes you sleepy. So I think just all of that together. And I have found, my perfect pajamas, my perfect sheets, my perfect pillow. We have a sleep
Woe betide they're not John's perfect sheets or pillows.
number bed. I sleep on it on the firmest setting you can have. I realize that really helps me. And I realized the first time I had COVID, my eyes were really sensitive, and I started sleeping. I started with a sock over my eyes, and I realized how much a sleep mask helps me sleep. Not only blocking the light, but I love, do you like that pressure? Brooke sleeps with one too.
Yeah.
I love that pressure on my eyes. It's just something about it. So I sleep pretty well now. And I wear the Aura ring. So I check my sleep score in the morning, and I, try to, like, if I didn't sleep good, I try to do the things that will really help me sleep good the next night. Like maybe getting to bed a little bit earlier and having more calm down time, things like that. Okay, this one, for some reason, I forgot to copy and paste your name. So thank you for this question.
Oh, so Brooke's asking them, but you actually went through them all and picked out the ones you wanted to answer, didn't you? Yeah, I knew that. I just didn't expect you to admit that that's what you've done. Because God forbid you'd answer something where someone was slightly against you and not kissing your ass.
Question, if it was you, okay, go ahead and ask it, but I thought it was kind of a cool question. It's kind of something different.
Hi Lisa, I've been watching you since 2014. I would like to know if you were told you had to leave your home immediately, get out so you could get to safety, and I would figure you would go to your parents. No one...
What would you grab besides your purse? I wouldn't grab my purse. Apart from Jed and the kids, I can't think of anything I'd bother my whole grabbing. If it didn't survive the fire, oh well. I've got sentimental jewellery pieces, and if they were to go in a fire, that'd be sad, but I wouldn't risk my children or my husband's life grabbing things.
No one is home but you. Could you leave everything behind, and if not, what would you grab besides your purse?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I think about my purse. I would grab my kitties.
Yeah,
I would grab my kitties.
Yeah.
I have been in this position before. This is a really freaky time in my life. When I was married the first time, we had a house on the marsh, and we had a hurricane, and my house started flooding. Honestly, it was the craziest thing, because you could see the water rising in our neighborhood, and you could see it like coming up my driveway. And at the time, I drove a Corvette, which was very low to the ground. And I can remember by the time I left the house, I messed up my car. I ended up having to I went and parked it somewhere, and I ended up getting it serviced or whatever. But I grabbed my cat and my dog, and I headed to my parents. My parents had actually gone out of town because they didn't even want to. When you live here, you kind of get used to experiencing hurricanes, and a lot of people just leave because it's just, it's not fun. You lose electricity, things like that. Well, I think I don't know if I had worked that day or what. I remember my then husband was at work, and so I had to do it myself, and all I grabbed was my cat and my dog and left. And that's all I can think of now. I don't really value material things that much. I know you probably think I do, but I don't. I value my family, my animals the most. And I'm also...
To be honest, I don't think she would grab all of her designer bags and all the rest of it. I actually believe her there. I don't think she gives a shit about it. She likes buying it. She likes the excitement of ordering it and getting it. But if it was to disappear tomorrow, she wouldn't give a shit. Because she'd just go and buy it again. Which isn't that her mantra? I'll just buy it again. Now I need a wee. So we're going to have a break. I'm sorry about how all over the place this video has been. I don't know what it is. I'm recording it. But in my head, I'm not recording it. I'm just watching it. It's stupid. Anywho, I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that. We're back.
Prepared. I have stuff prepared if I have to leave my house in a hurry. So there goes that. Okay, I just grabbed the phone because Brooke is downstairs doing something. Okay, Pamela Keys, 6190. My question is, would you research Diet Coke? Oh God, that's so funny. And consider no longer drinking it. I'm 67, I quit a year ago and I loved it too. But upon more and more information, I worry. For all of you still into it, I love your program, interesting lifestyle information. I am not interested in not drinking it right now, but I respect everyone's opinion. Okay, Olga Santiago, A Girlfriend's Guide. Ask me anything. What's your testimony that brought you to the Lord? I thought that was such a nice question. It's so good to hear. Okay, my whole life have been praying and around Christians. And you guys, if you don't know, I was raised with my entire family all the time. All of my aunts and uncles, all of my grandparents, every day, all day. And I was brought up in church from like as far back as I can remember. So I don't remember a time in my life that I wasn't with the Lord. Now, if I had to say monumental times in my life, like my dad, we were involved in the church. My dad was an usher. My brother and I were acolyte and crucifer. I did the...
How about you explain that to people that have got absolutely no clue what it is you're talking about? What is an acolyte and a crucifer? Crucifer sounds a bit dodgy to me. Tell me what it is. I don't know what it is.
The church newsletter. We would do the lessons in church. I would go to my grandparents' church. I would go to my other grandparents' church. So I've always, been a Christian. I was raised Lutheran, so I went to Lutheran camps. I was confirmed, baptized, all that good stuff. The only time I can think that it wasn't as in my life as much, and I regret it, but I think it's part of life. When I was probably, 19 through 25, when I first moved out, and my first husband, he believed in God, but had not been raised in the church. And so it was not as much a part of our lives. And I felt like without knowing it, I did probably drift. And then when we got divorced and I was so miserable, I remember like a specific night, a specific place, a specific time that I really reunited with my faith. And I really prayed deeply and I changed my life. From that moment on, I ended up moving home. It was just direct change in my life. And that is what led me to John, who was also very much raised in church. And oh my God, his knowledge of the Bible is amazing. Here you go. Okay, Wellness Wednesdays. I thought about that. I don't like that name. Help me come up with something better. We deserve better than, I remember it started out as Women's Wednesdays, and then I went to Wellness Wednesdays. Try to help me think of something better than that. You help me too. Yeah. Something, I think we deserve something better than that. Something catchier and cooler than that. So I do want to get back to that. We'll see how these go. The Ask Me Anything, we'll see how these go, and we'll go from there.
Susan Fusuma, 6472. Aloha Lisa, thank you for another awesome video. I love your travel videos. And you mentioned a couple trips coming up soon. Where are you going? And I would love to see a packing video on what you bring on your trips. Also, how do you keep your marriage fresh and healthy?
Wow, those are a lot of good questions. Okay, my trip's coming up. I have a business seminar. I'm going in Vegas in a couple weeks. Then I am going to Florida. I'm going to one of the biggest, best, baddest Zaras in Florida, and then I'm kind of combining that with a fun trip with friends, and you'll be seeing all of this. Then I think I might meet Sheila Fajl to do a little fun trip in June. And then July, we have the Nordstrom sale coming up, and I don't have a Nordstrom. I always like to travel for that. Then I'll have the LTK, the Style Conference. I'll be going out of town for...
Is it still called LTK? I thought they were... I hadn't seen her listing that, and now it's YouTube shopping and that, and it's not get my link in my thing to my thing, whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what is wrong with me today. I am not with it at all.
For that, I'll probably pack some more stuff in there. Like when I told you my goals for this year or things that I want to do, I want to travel more. I think it helps me become more of the person that I want to be. I think that you really grow when you are in a different surrounding, like a different environment. I live in a place where I was born and was raised. So everywhere I go, I know everyone. Everything I do, I've done. And I think time alone by yourself is so valuable. And so I really do love traveling. And then we might do some more family trips.
Time alone by yourself is so valuable. You're alone by yourself most of the friggin' time.
I just asked Brooke the other day, I said, I want you to travel with me sometimes. And I told her, I said, even if you go with me somewhere, I don't want you to expect to have to, say she goes with me to the Nordstrom sale. I don't expect her to be with me. She's 24 years old every moment. If she wants to go Barnes & Noble, I want her to have that experience too of just...
I want her to come with me and shop in the shops that she likes. How about she looks at a bit of history? Or, I don't know, whatever there is to do wherever your Nordstrom is that you're going to. I'm sure there's something other than shopping Brooke could be doing.
Walking around and experiencing new things by yourself, because I think that to grow as a person, even when you're 53, you grow so much. Your confidence in yourself and your abilities to figure things out grows so much. I just love it. I love it. I love meeting new people. I love seeing new things. I love just everything about it. So look for much more traveling. I have done a packing video. I will link it down below. What was the last one?
How do you keep your marriage fresh and happy?
Oh my goodness, that was a lot of good questions. How do I keep my marriage fresh and happy? Gosh, that we could go really deep into this, but for the short answer, of course we love each other, but it's about respect. It's about never losing that respect for your husband or wife. I would never, ever say or do anything that disrespected him. I try every day to treat him better than I do the average person on the street. I go out of my way to do things that are nice and thoughtful for him. I put his needs high, even if they're not the same as mine. I do not ever say anything mean to him or anything that would hurt his feelings. And I don't know, Brooke, what do you think?
I just feel like you said it earlier, like you're both very individual, so like you respect that about each other.
Yeah, we're very, very different.
You guys are very different.
Yeah, John and I are very different, but we're very alike when it comes to our families, God, our animals. I mean, you should see him at night when it's time for the kitties to go night-night. It is the most precious thing.
Mm-hmm. And he never wants to, like whenever I would see a snake or something out, and I was
like,
he would move
He's
it.
kind.
He wouldn't kill it.
He is grouchy as hell. But he is so kind. He does not want to step on an ant. He does not want to kill a snake. He is so kind to even our cats. Like at night when it's time for them.
I should think he'd be kind to your cats. What are they doing on the telly? Is he leaving?
Them to go night-night. Chanel will sit up here and won't come down because he feeds them wet food at night. That's their treat. And he will come upstairs and he won't just pick her up and take her down. He will sit and pet her and keep on, come on, come on, come on. And she'll slowly walk downstairs. I mean, he has so much patience for stuff like that. He has zero patience for traffic.
Yeah, he doesn't like traveling either, really.
Or traveling. Whereas I
He just doesn't like
I could sit in
flying.
an airport for 4 hours and be fine. When he's making my flight arrangements, he's always looking for like the least amount of layover, and I'm telling him I don't care. So we're very different. I would like to do a video on how we are a power couple, but yet so very traditional. Don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Very.
Power couple. We're a power couple. Oh, he must be leaving. They're giving him a big box of stuff and flowers and things. Oh, that's nice. They don't do that on any other shopping telly, do they? Oh, they left. Who? That woman that you've been watching for 20 years, they're gone now. And you get no fucking answer as to why or where they went or whatever.
Very, very traditional. We both grew up in very traditional homes, stay-at-home moms, but yet we have made it work. So thank you. And if you would like to hear more about that, please let me know down below so I know which directions you guys want me to go.
Dory Papke,
Yeah.
GW4FY. Hi Lisa, I have enjoyed your videos the last 3 to 4 years. You're very good at what you do. My burning question for you is, aren't you concerned about sustainability? I can't imagine the amount of clothes, makeup, shoes, purses, etc. that you have enough days, months, years to wear them. You say you don't return much, so what do you do with all your stuff?
Okay. Say I get a $2,500 Bloomingdale's haul. I try everything on out of the box, just like you guys would do. I pay for it, I order it, I pay for it, just like anyone would do. I get it, I open it with you guys, and I try it on with you for the first time. What I like and what I want to keep, I keep. Whatever I don't, I send back. So I do return a lot when it comes to that. Okay, we have a cleaning service that they come and clean our home every Monday, and Brooke can tell you they get good stuff. And my mom gets a lot of the stuff that I show. Brooke gets a lot of the stuff.
I give it to my friends, my roommate, you know.
Yeah, she shares with her friends, her roommate.
You give it to the McDonald's girls before?
Yeah, I give to the girls at McDonald's. I seek out people that I know will appreciate and that I can bless. I'm always looking for a way
That I can bless. This is what gets on my ever-loving tits. Aren't I glorious? I can bless you with my cast-offs. How about you find out what they really need and bless them with that, rather than the shite you ordered, don't like, and now you're giving away?
ways that I can bless another person. I was just telling my mom the other day, she had a big pile of stuff and she has a harder time. Exhausted one battery, and I now have my son Will up here. He's coming to get me. It's time to go to lunch. So let me finish that question. What was I on? Oh, sustainability. Okay. And I was talking to my mom and I said, you have to think about, it's kind of like that Marie Kondo method.
Why do you never have food in the house so Will can just get a sandwich when he's hungry? And wait for when you deign to take him out to get up a meal.
You thank the clothes. And remember, like a lot of it is I'll remember the experience. I'll remember wearing it. I'll remember sharing it with you guys. I'll be so happy if some of you guys liked it too. And I'll think about either someone who I think would really enjoy it. Like Brooke, when she used to work at Ulta, I have some girls there that I give to. And I was telling my mom, I said, that's a good way to do it, is just think about the person who's going to get it and, love it and all of that stuff. And then we also have a thrift store up right past where I live, and that is where she took her stuff. Everything they sell, there's people always in there.
Oh, is it have to have it?
No, but it's the one on the right. I think Will went in there with me last time. I took some stuff.
To have it once he's at.
Yeah. But this particular thrift store, all the proceeds they get, they give to the women's domestic violence or the women's shelter. So, things like that you feel good about. So I guess that's the answer. But you have to remember, first of all, think about how many videos I make per week. So though I may not see a lot of people out in my life today, how many people am I seeing right now? So that is something that you have to think about. And this is my job. This is my career. I am into fashion, makeup. It's always been something that's in my life. And so, of course, I'm going to have more than the average person would. Just like I always say, Tiger Woods is going to have more golf clubs than the average person. Martha Stewart probably has lots of pots and pans and gardening and craft supplies. Whatever business you're in and whatever your passion is, say your passion is Pokemon cards, you're going to have a lot of Pokemon cards. So that's how I look at it, and I do try to be very strategic in who I give things to, and I don't just throw it all in a bag and throw it in a bin. So I hope that answers your question.
Just Joe 6305, tell me how to apply false lashes, like basics with close-ups for old school YouTube watchers.
Okay, yay. Okay, I will do a dedicated false lash tutorial close up for women over 40 or 50, because I do know it's different once you're, you know, especially like a lot of us have hooded eyes or something like that, and we don't want full-on lashes. So I will do a dedicated video for you for that and show you the best glue, the way to trim them, the best way to apply them, and my favorites and all of that stuff.
Caitlin Rubal 5867, are you planning another collaboration?
Collaboration, I think you're talking.
For a second there, I thought it was going to. Are you planning another child? Oh, so you can tell I'm not awake, can't you?
Talking about like my lipstick collaboration. I don't have anything going right now. I would love to collaborate one day with a sunglasses brand or Diet Coke or McDonald's. Wouldn't you guys like to be able to buy a Lisa meal?
No.
It would be just 2 quarter pounders.
Yeah, it would just be 2 quarter pounders with 2 pieces of cheese.
And a Diet Coke.
And a large Diet Coke. Honestly, I'm serious. I would love to just like collaborate and do something fun and just way crazy like that. I would love to like collaborate with like Tarte, something that I already love so much already. I would love to do that. So maybe, you never know. You never know. Crazier things have happened with me. And I mean, of course I'd love to collaborate with someone like on a t-shirt or something like that. But there's so many good things already out there. I'm not going to pretend that I can make a better lip liner. I do think I could create some pretty good sunglasses, and I would love to create some sunglasses.
No, you'd create sunglasses that don't sit on your cheeks and don't rub on your nose and that are absolutely huge and they're no use to anybody else. You would never sit down and think, what does the average woman need? You know what I'd love? Is for somebody to create sunglasses for people that have to wear glasses. A proper pair of sunglasses that sit over your glasses so that you can, they're always too small, too tight, too whatever. Why doesn't somebody make things that people actually need? You've already got 9 million pairs of sunglasses. You don't need any more.
Glasses for women with a narrow nose like I do. So that's something I have thought about a lot. I just don't think I have the resources and the time to do what it would take. So there you go, but thank you.
Trisha O'Quinn 9238, love it. Ask you about Lisa. I was married 30 years, we dated 6 years, we got divorced 1.5 years ago. I know you've been divorced. You and I are close in age. I'm 57. I just found out that my ex got married 6 months after our final divorce hearing. I feel empathy for his new wife. Wow. Can you talk about relationships and intuition? Love your purpose.
Oh my goodness, relationships and intuition. That's a whole video. That's a whole video. I'm going to tell you some advice that my mom told me when I was going through that. First of all, we had this hang up that I'm never going to be able to quit loving him. And my mom said, that's okay. You don't have to. You love each person differently. And that, for some reason, that was like such a relief to me. And it allowed me to not be hung up on having to stop loving that person to be able to find a new person to love. And it's so true. It is just night and day, black and white, apples and oranges. You don't love two people the same. So I would say that. I would say don't give up. I would say another bit of wise information my mom told me is she said, Lisa, plenty of people have very successful second marriages. And because I grew up with no divorce, grandparents still together, parents still together, just no divorce in my family. So it was very hard for me to accept that because I was so unfamiliar with it, and I kind of felt like I'd failed at something. And so that was very helpful, and indeed, like, it's the best thing that could have ever happened. I am so thankful for that whole experience and just grateful. So, in another little thing, I want you to look up the statistic that is very common for a man if they get divorced or the wife dies to get remarried very quickly, because men are not as good at being alone. That is very, very common. So don't take it personally. It has nothing to do with you. And take this time to really work on yourself, to just very much get into yourself. Do those things that you always wanted to do. Don't spend time on social media, Real Housewives. What is that crazy show you watch?
Oh, Love Island?
Love Island.
I love Love Island.
Yes, but you're at the age and at the time where, you know, don't spend time on things that don't enrich your life. Spend time on those things that do. Take responsibility for the things that you could have done or that you should have seen. I remember spending time blaming, and that was not good. That got me nowhere. As soon as I took responsibility for the fact that I wasn't perfect, I should have seen this, then I was able to work on those things and find my perfect as you can get man. So let me know down below if you want me to go in further on that, because I feel very strongly about that. I really feel like I have some things that I could help you with.
Really? You really think you've got things that can help people? Is it stressful when you are out and about and one of your subscribers starts running after you screaming, Lisa? Really? Yeah, right.
Is it stressful whenever you're out and about and one of your subscribers starts running after you screaming, Lisa? After I did that to you, it stressed me out. I felt so bad, but it was such a shock because I would not have expected to see you in Dallas. I'm sorry if I freaked you out. I am sure it must be a little weird because you have 100,000 people who think of you as a best friend, but there's no way for you to know all of us. Love you. You're truly the best YouTuber ever.
Lee, thank you. I loved meeting you. I loved meeting you. You guys, meeting you guys, and I would say about 3 or 4 years ago, I started keeping up with my DMs on Instagram. Best things ever. Because before then, the negative comments and the negative would ring in my head. Even though I could get 100 comments that were positive, but those 2 mean ones would ring in my head. But the more...
What are the mean ones, though? Tell us exactly what is mean. They're not mean, are they? They're just not kissing your ass. I've never understood that.
The more I have spent time meeting you guys and just spending more time answering my comments and going back and forth with you on Instagram, I really feel my purpose here. And I've made real connections. And Lee, when you told me who you were, I recognized your name right off the bat. And I loved it. How crazy was that to run into you with both of us being out of town? You made my day. If any of you ever see me, please do not ever feel like I don't want you to come speak to me. It makes my day. The kids can tell you I love it. John loves it. Will, remember when Daddy let that girl put the eye cream on him? In Florida, because he thought she was one of my subscribers. We love it. My whole family, we love people. We love meeting people. I will never get freaked out at that. So, okay, I'm going to end that here. I appreciate you guys so much. This is like the best thing ever, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Why didn't you answer any real questions, Lisa? I give up. Anyway, if you got to the end of me, congratulations, chocolate wombles in the post, and I will see you in the next one.